welcome back. You've already made it to day 5. We're well past the halfway point. And it's interesting because a lot of times people will say, I want to create this in my life. They set a desire for themselves, and someone else might say, okay, great. Let's go take your desire and let's create a game plan for it. And we go straight from desire to game plan. But we've already been working through 4 roadblocks just to get us to the point where we're actually talking about creating a game plan. Now, of course, having a game plan is a critical component of creating the most successful version of ourselves. If we don't have a game plan, that becomes a huge roadblock to you or us or any of us being able to create the life that we say that we desire. And so if we're going to crush the roadblock of not having a game plan, then we've got to start writing some stuff down, put some X's and O's, pen to paper, and put a game plan together. And that's what today's challenge is all about. I'm the type of person who loves having a solid game plan in place. And so as I was creating my real estate career, and as I've been transitioning from real estate into speaking and doing this kind of stuff, I've had to create a very specific game plan to help me organize my thoughts and get me moving forward in the right direction so that I know what I'm working on a daily basis. So a perfect example of this is a little while ago, I had put together a very, very basic plan for how I'm going to move from real estate, where that takes a lot of my time, and being a father and a coach and all of these other things, and then moving into this place where I have the time, energy that I need to be able to teach again. And as I was starting to make that transition, I noticed that I was becoming very stressed. It was very challenging. I wasn't sure what to focus on. And so I was putting tons of energy. If we go back to distractions, I was putting a lot of energy into this distraction of just, I need to do something. I don't know what to do. I don't know. Maybe I should do, I don't know what I should do. And I started stressing myself out. And so I was actually distracting myself. I was giving away my time and my energy to just these cyclical patterns that were just saying, like, I don't know what to do. And finally, I was like, what are you doing, Dan? It's time to put together a game plan. So I had this huge roadblock in my way that was stopping me from creating what I wanted. And when I finally put pen to paper and said, this is what I need to do. If I want to create X, Y, and Z, then I need to do A, B, and C. And I broke it down all the way from this big, gigantic elephant, right? These big, hairy, audacious goals down into daily routines. And so that's what we're going to talk a little bit more about today. Now, the cool thing about this was once I put pen to paper and I actually wrote out everything, and I did take those big, huge goals, it really felt like I was trying to eat an elephant, and I broke it all the way down to just that first bite. The amount of weight that was lifted off of my shoulders was tremendous. And it only took me a couple hours to do it. And so this is something that you absolutely can create in your life. I mean, just think of what would be possible for you in your own life if you knew exactly what you were supposed to be doing every second of every day, and that knowledge was leading you towards creating the most successful version of yourself. Like, that's it, right? That's how we move from I have to I want to. And so this absolutely is possible for you if you're willing to just commit the time and the energy that it takes to write out what it is that you want to create and how you're going to create it. So with all of that being said, let's go ahead and move into the actual solution. So how was I able to go from, this seems like too much to, oh, I got this. So it starts out by writing out our desires. And you guys have a worksheet here that I gave you that kind of walks you through all of this as well, but I'll put it up here as well as an example. But it starts out with a desire. So, and you might have 3 desires. You might have 5 desires. I would try and keep it, I would say 1, 2, or 3, so that you stay a little bit more focused, kind of get the big picture ideas. But you write your desires up at the top. Boom, boom, boom. So one of my desires that I had was to create a lifestyle. I'm just going to put lifestyle, but it was to create a lifestyle where I can do this kind of work from anywhere in the world, so that I can travel and do those kinds of things. And so that's one of my desires. And I had a couple more. And so then what I did is I said, okay, well, if I want to create this desire, then I have to have some goals that I'm working towards that are going to help me create this desire. And so then I listed out 3 big goals. And these are just goals. So these are just kind of like bullet points almost. And so for my goals, I said that, I need to subsidize my real estate income. I need to, sell so many books and whatever. So I wrote out what my goals were. Okay, so now I know what my desire is. I know what my goals are that I'm trying to achieve. So these are the things that I'm trying to achieve. We haven't really gotten into like what we're going to do to achieve them yet. So then what I asked myself was, okay, if I want to achieve these goals and these desires, what do I need to do to make that happen? And so then I came up with some action steps. So one of my action steps was improve my mindset. Because my mindset was holding me back. My mindset was a roadblock. I was distracting myself in my own head. It was a mental distraction. And so I knew that I had to get control of my mindset if I was going to reach these goals and therefore reach these desires. And I went through, excuse me, and I wrote out, I don't know, maybe I had 6 or 7 different action steps that I was going to need to act on in order to create these things. And so you might have 3, you might have 10. These action steps, write down as many as you need. You don't want fluff, but you write down as many as you need to help you achieve your goals and your desires. And then underneath each of these action steps, so here's an action step, here's an action step, here's an action step. And then underneath each of those action steps, I have little sub-action steps or sub-things, sub-goals that I can work on to help me create this. So hopefully you can kind of see how we're going from big picture, and then we're chunking it down, and then we're chunking it down, and then we're chunking it down even more. And ultimately, the idea is that we get a list of items right here that we can focus on a daily or weekly basis. That way we can write them down on a piece of paper and we can monitor them every single day or every single week and say, are we doing this one? Yes. Are we doing this one? Yes. Are we doing this one? Yes. So for me to improve my mindset, I need to catch myself in negative chatter. I need to visualize, right? Whatever it is. And then I listed out all my things. And then I was like, you know what? I should be visualizing every single day. So, and I can track that very easily. So I added that to my daily tracker. It's like, did I visualize today? Yes. For how long? 15 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever it was. And then I just went through all of my lists down here and I picked out all of the things that I can put onto a daily routine. So essentially what I've done is I've taken a gigantic desire and I've broken it down into individual pieces until I get all the way down to a daily or weekly routine. So when I start to get stressed out, when I start to get worried that I don't know what I should do, or am I doing the right things? I don't know if this is working. Did I visualize today? Did I catch myself, in negative chatter? Did I, wake up on time? Did I get enough sleep? Did I? And I can go through my daily routines and I'm like, yeah, yes. And I could be like, yes, I am on track. I am doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And this is going to work out okay. I'm just going to continue to focus on the daily routines. And this is still something that I visualize. This is still something I think about. But where my focus is down here on the small stuff. I'm focused on taking that little bite of the elephant as opposed to trying to eat the whole thing at the at the onset. So this is what your challenge is for number 5. Your challenge is to overcome your roadblock of no game plan by creating a game plan that takes your meaningful desires that you've already created, breaks them down into some goals, and that you're emotionally connected to, right? You're emotionally connected to these desires because they're meaningful. Breaks it down into goals, breaks it down into daily activities so that you can start focusing small and really start creating the life that you want. All right, so that's it for challenge number 5. I hope that it lifts as much weight off of your shoulders when you get all of this written out as it did for me. I don't even hope. I know that it will. So once again, you get out what you put in. This might take some time. I'll end it with this. When I put together I call it my life plan as opposed to a business plan, I usually start it at the end of October, beginning of November, and then I finalize it by December 31st for the next year. And it, has business goals and personal goals and all of those things in it. And so it takes me 2 months. And this is something that I've practiced a lot. And it still takes me 2 months because I have to think through it. So don't feel like you have to get this done in one day. I got the majority of it done in 2 hours. But then over the next couple months, I'm going to keep revisiting it, and changing it. It's a living document. This becomes a living document. So challenge number 5 to break through your roadblock is to create this living document that's going to move you forward towards creating the most successful version of yourselves. So good luck. I can't wait to see how much weight you lift off your shoulders as you go through all of this. I will see you tomorrow for challenge number 6, getting in the game.